Kyrie's back and he's got something to say about all kinds of TDS and stuff. But first, smash that like button! Listen up, Cat Gang. I need to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Now, I don't think I started this rumor, but then again, you are all just a bunch of 11-year-olds running around without fully developed brains, eating Tide Pods and watching TikTok all day. So who knows what you guys believe? My point is that 4 days ago, I released a video with a thumbnail that said, matchmaking coming in 2022. And in that video, I talked about the new matchmaking beta that is currently underway in Tower Defense Simulator, as well as some of the comments made by one of the TDS developers, Razuatix, in the TDS Discord. My mistake in that video was just reading what Raz said and giving my thoughts on his statements without really examining them and explaining my opinion. Well, later that day, he released a statement in response to my video, so let me go ahead and read what he said real quick. One misconception I've heard that's been floating around is that matchmaking's coming out in 2022. This is false. Late 2022 is when the system will completely replace elevators, but we hope to release this system with all of its features before the winter update of this year. We had planned to release it with the upcoming Halloween update, but we don't believe the system is ready yet, and we don't want it to cause a delay in our schedule. So let's go ahead and break this down and talk about the timeline that he's laying out for us here. Some of the new information he's providing is that TDS is planning on having both Halloween and Christmas updates this year. I bet you guys are super excited to jump back into Halloween again, am I right? This is the first time the TDS devs have talked publicly about these specific updates, so I want to hone in on one big thing here. He says updates and not events. Now, he could be using the two words interchangeably, so when he says update, he also means event. Or it could simply be that the Halloween update is going to encompass the Halloween event along with other changes to the game, and these will all be considered part of the bigger Halloween update. So let's go ahead and talk about the Halloween update since we're on the topic. Do you realize this is only a month away? Even if they release it on Halloween night at 11:59 p.m. like they did last year, we are legit looking at less than 5 weeks until Halloween. That is not very long at all. So it's obvious to see why he would say they had planned to fully release matchmaking with the Halloween update, but decided to delay it because Halloween is so close. And since matchmaking just went into beta, there's probably a lot more than 5 weeks worth of work to do on it. And making sure that the Halloween update is good to go in just 5 weeks means the Halloween map has to be ready, the special Halloween enemies have to be ready, and the special Halloween battle pass with Halloween skins and Halloween emotes has got to be done. So as you can see, there's already a lot of work to be done on that update alone without even worrying about the matchmaking aspect of it. Now, you guys might remember that the main reason the current winter event was delayed for so long was because it was supposed to use this new matchmaking system, but the devs realized it needed a lot more work, so they went ahead and released the winter event without it, because originally the frost event was not supposed to use elevators. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to the part of Raz's message where he says that they hope the new system with all of its features will be in the game before the next winter update. Well, what do we know about hope, people? Exactly. My gut reaction to this is that the devs are actually not confident that matchmaking will be ready before winter. Notice how they don't want to release it with the winter update. They're hoping it's in the game before that, which means that sometime between the Halloween update and the winter update, they want a fully functional matchmaking system to be in the game, possibly along with the PvP update. I mean, I think it's common knowledge at this point that the new matchmaking system and the PvP update go hand in hand. They might release PvP without matchmaking if it's taking too long to finalize, just like how they released the Frost event without it. My sense is that they're going to release them together. Now, going back to this message, Raz says matchmaking will be in the game alongside elevators, but you're only going to use it for certain game modes. I think PvP is going to match in the same way that matchmaking beta is matching right now, and there's going to be a button somewhere on the screen, only instead of saying matchmaking beta, it'll say PvP. You click on it and it transports you into an elevator where you're paired up against another random person and put into a random PvP map. That's the fastest way to get us from where we are today to the PvP update. So if they did that, the devs wouldn't have to worry about setting setting it up so players can pick their map or their teams through the matchmaking system. You just click on the button and off to PvP land you go. Now, the one thing that gives me pause with this plan is something else Raz said, because I think we need skill-based matchmaking to be working in order for the PvP system to successfully pair players that are about the same level. But right here, he says that the skill-based portion of this system will come later after they test the new party system. So what's their timeline here? Why don't they test skill-based matchmaking before testing teams? That way they have everything they need to release PvP sooner, because PvP is going to be a 1v1 game mode, right? Wait a second, is PvP going to be 2v2? I didn't even think about that. So now let's talk about the upcoming winter update. While that's a little further away than Halloween, it's still just 3 months from now. And now we're rolling into this time of the year where time just disappears so quickly. Because you have Halloween in October, and then Thanksgiving in November, and then Christmas in December. This typically brings with it a bunch of family gatherings and traveling that people have to do. So time is going to be really short for the TDS developers. What I think is going to end up happening is that winter's going to get here a lot sooner than the devs expect, and the winter update won't be ready, which brings me to one of the biggest points I've ever made. They should just skip the Halloween and winter updates this year. Think about it. There are no rules saying that you have to have seasonal events in Roblox games. And when you consider the fact that the TDS devs keep delaying their seasonal events, and you consider the fact that they have non-seasonal updates that they want to do, like the PvP update, skipping Halloween and winter this year would take a lot of pressure off of them and allow them to focus on finishing this matchmaking system sooner, as well as cleaning up some of the other bugs the game has, like the boomer not booming. This would even set them up to do a mega event next summer that combines Halloween, winter, and summer events, which would be really unique. All right, now the last thing I want to talk about is why I focused on 2022 in my other video. Well, obviously, it's because that's when Raz says matchmaking will fully replace elevators. What's confusing me now is that he's also saying they want to release matchmaking with all of its features before this winter. So my question is, if matchmaking is going to be in the game with all of its features, which means picking your map and picking your team, why would we even need elevators at that point? If all that's in the game before this winter update, why wouldn't it just completely replace elevators this winter? Why would they keep elevators in the game for another year? I really need to do a Q&A with the TDS devs specifically about matchmaking and the PvP update, because there are just so many questions that I have. Put a 1 in chat if you think we should do a Q&A, because it seems like we're getting some conflicting information about the matchmaking update. It just doesn't make sense. Allow me to lay out for you what does make sense based on my experiences with the game. Here we go. They've released matchmaking in beta right now, and it stays in phase 1 for about 2 months, which would bring us right up to before the winter update. At that point, the beta goes into phase 2, which then allows you to pick your map. At this point, you're still being paired up with randoms, but at least now you can all vote on a map. This phase is going to last about 3 months, which would bring us up to March 2022. And then phase 3 rolls out, which will include teams. So then we could pick our team and our map. This is the ideal phase because this is the main benefit of this new matchmaking system. Being able to choose our own maps along with our own teams would be a dream in tower defense sim for everybody. Because right now, when I go into random lobbies to play, I constantly see people screaming solo or duo in the game chat so that no randoms try and join them. Moving on with my prediction on the timeline of the different phases, I think phase 3 will last 4 months, which would bring us right up to July 2022. Now, if I'm wrong about any of these dates and the testing period takes longer than I'm guessing, then you can see how we really quickly end up with this system being ready for full release in late 2022, which is exactly when Raz says it'll be ready in his original Discord post. Again, he does say that he hopes the matchmaking system with all of its features will be released before the winter update. I just don't know, man. That is a lot of stuff to test before December, especially if they're building out a winter 2021 event. And my spidey sense is telling me that we might have some form of matchmaking in place for PvP before this winter. But if the TDS devs decide to go ahead with full Halloween and full winter events, I just don't think we're going to be seeing the most important aspects of the matchmaking update ready this year. here. So I'm going to predict that the map voting and team options for matchmaking will be ready around March 2022. Anyways, that's a ton of info. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. And I just want to reiterate, I am not a TDS developer. I'm not a TDS game tester. I don't have access to any special information concerning the game. I am just a regular TDS fan like all of y'all. These are my own personal guesses at what's going on with the TDS updates based on the information that the devs have released publicly, okay? Tell me what you think about this matchmaking beta so far. Tell me what you think about my predictions. And go ahead and give me your own predictions too. So at least while we're waiting for these updates, we can have some fun guessing at when they're gonna come out. You know, like, are we gonna see the PvP update in our lifetime? Or are we gonna have to wait until we become grandparents to play it? And on that note, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say. Peace!